Okay, today I want to talk about the control software for the MicroBrute. It hooks up to your PC with a USB cable, pretty simple enough. And when I go to the Arturia site, this is the current software that they show, is this MIDI Control Center, which is a little bit different than what some other people were talking about. So there's an older version of some kind of communication software that I can't even find to download. So this is what at least they are pushing for the control center. And it may be just because I have so many products, but it's just called MIDI Control Center. Now, one thing that comes up when I start this says there's an update available. It may or may not happen to you, depending. I'm not sure why they just don't have the updated version available for download, but it tells us there's a new update version available. Do you want to install it? And I've tried this dozens of times, various iterations of turning things off and on and etc., hooking and unhooking. It just doesn't want it to install. So if I figure out how to do the upgrade to a newer version, I will go ahead and make that into a video. So I'm just going to hit cancel for now. So this screen, I've got the device selected. I don't recall if it automatically will connect to the device you have connected, if it'll actually show that as connected or not. I believe it did when I first hooked it up. It may have shown MicroBrute. If not, you would just have to go to the correct device. No big deal. One thing I noticed is as you go through some of these, it'll change the screen totally, so it may look like the device, or it may have totally different selections, things like that. So for the MicroBrute, this is what the selections are. The main things I wanted to point out for this video is the sequencer play, and it says note on. Okay. And you have two choices, hold or note on. So right now I've got it on note on. I'm going to push down on the key. Okay, so every time I push down, it plays, and when I put my finger up, it stops. Now, if I put it on hold, let me do two things. I'm going to turn off, so I just turned off the sequencer, and I'm going to put it on hold. Now, when I click the sequencer on, without even touching any of the keys, the sequence will start playing. No hands. And to stop it, you have to turn the sequencer off. So it may be for a performance or something, or depending on what you're doing, that could be totally, what you're looking for. So just with the software, you can turn that off and on, and that's what's nice about it. And I'm just going to keep it to note on. So the next thing I wanted to look at was the sequencer step, and that gives the note value for what each step of the sequence is. So it's quarter, eighth, 16th, 32nd, and as you change these, it'll change the speed of your sequencer. So right now it's just at an eighth. All right, and let's take it to a 16th. Okay, and take it to a 32nd. Okay, so you can see you can get a lot of flexibility. I'll go do the quarter note so you can hear that. Okay, so it does definitely gives you some creative abilities on your sequence when you're doing these things. I prefer the eighth, at just personal preference, so whatever works for you. I think the quarter is the default. I could be wrong. But those are the two most likely uses I have, at least. So if you notice, there's some choices down here to reset, load, or save sequences. I haven't used these. Depending on what I'm doing in the future, I might start doing that. If I do get a need to do that, I'll show you how to do that in a video as well. But if you haven't seen this software, that is available on the Arturia's website. It is another way to talk to your MicroBrute, and you're going to need it for certain actions like the note on, hold function, and these other things. So you don't get a lot of, I thought there'd be more flexibility on the machine through the software, but it does give you some choices. And if you experiment with these, I'm sure you can find all kinds of fun things to do with it. So that's all I wanted to cover today in this video. So if you had any comments or questions, please put them down in the comments section below. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.